On January 6, 2025, at 11:15 a.m., a man named David Morrow was sitting on the balcony of his apartment, enjoying the breathtaking view of the Pacific Ocean. It was just another ordinary day. But then, about 5 miles away from his apartment, he noticed something alarming: a fire with raging sparks igniting the hills of Pacific Palisades. Within just an hour, the fire intensified so much that thick smoke completely engulfed the mountains. If viewed from a satellite, the fire was first reported on the hills of Palisades, but within a few hours it had spread to the areas of Eatonhurst, Kenneth Getty, Scarball, and San Fernando. At the time of the fire outbreak, winds were blowing at a speed of 100 kilometers per h, moving from inland towards the ocean. This raises a crucial question. If the fire initially started in Palisades, which is close to the ocean, then how did it spread 30 to 40 kilometers in the opposite direction of the wind? Videos captured the horror as the wildfire devastated an area of 38,000 acres, or roughly 150 square kilometers. More than 12,000 buildings and homes were reduced to ashes, and 180,000 people were forced to flee their homes. This has become the most destructive wildfire in the history of Los Angeles, and even during the production of this video, it has yet to be fully extinguished. Every possible effort to contain the inferno has failed. Water bombers are dropping 45,000 liters of water at a time, yet it appears as mere drops against the raging flames. Special fire retardant chemicals are also being deployed, but nature's fury remains unrelenting. California, already facing severe water shortages, has empty fire hydrants in many areas, making firefighting efforts even more challenging. With the fire spreading across 7 different regions, firefighting teams and resources have been stretched thin. To make matters worse, when the fire reached urban areas and was carried by winds blowing at speeds between 70 to 100 kilometers per h, it flared up even more violently. Before uncovering the real reason behind the rapid spread of the Los Angeles wildfire, let's take a look at the history of wildfires in California. Over the past 25 years, California has been a hot spot for wildfires. In 2003, the Cedar Fire devastated 273,000 acres in San Diego County. This fire broke out on October 25th and wasn't extinguished until November 4th. In 2017, the Tubbs Fire scorched 36,000 acres, also occurring in October. Later that same year, the Thomas Fire consumed 280,000 acres between December and January. On November 8, 2018, the Camp Fire burned through 500,000 acres over 17 days, finally dying down on November 25th. In 2020, the Glass Fire destroyed 67,000 acres, lasting from September to October. One pattern stands out. Most of these devastating wildfires have occurred during the winter months, and now the Los Angeles wildfire has also erupted in the peak of winter. But why is it that historically, most of California's wildfires have occurred in winter? The answer lies in a phenomenon called the Santa Ana winds. Santa Ana winds are hot, dry winds that sweep through Southern California and Baja California, especially in autumn and winter. If we examine the geography, California's eastern region is dominated by vast desert landscapes, including the Mojave Desert and the Great Basin. Under the scorching sun, these desert areas heat up, increasing air pressure. Meanwhile, the Pacific Ocean remains cooler, creating a low-pressure zone. As we learned in school, air moves from areas of high pressure to low pressure. The greater the difference in pressure, the faster the wind travels. This is precisely what happens with the Santa Ana winds. These dry, scorching winds rush from southeastern California toward the ocean. As they move, they strip moisture from everything in their path, drying out entire landscapes. Bushes and trees become brittle and highly flammable, turning into perfect fuel for wildfires. If a fire starts, these strong winds fan the flames, spreading the inferno at an uncontrollable speed. Ordinarily, a wildfire should spread in the direction the wind is blowing, but in the case of Los Angeles, the exact opposite happened. The fire was first spotted near the Palisades, close to the ocean, and later spread inland. To understand this unusual pattern, we need to examine an intriguing meteorological phenomenon known as the mountain wave rotor. When winds hit the side of a mountain, the area where the wind directly strikes is called the windward side, while the opposite side is known as the leeward side. As winds hit the mountain's windward side, a vortex effect is created on the leeward side, causing the air to swirl in circular motion. This results in an unusual situation where wind flows in one direction at the mountain's peak, while below it moves in the opposite direction. This phenomenon played a major role in the Los Angeles wildfire. Palisades, where the fire was first reported, lies on the leeward side of the mountains. Due to the mountain wave rotor effect, the wind at the peak moved toward the ocean, but near the ground, the wind swirled inland, effectively pushing the fire in the opposite direction. This counterintuitive wind pattern became the primary reason for the wildfire's rapid spread into inland regions. Once a wildfire reaches a certain intensity, it can trigger strange and unpredictable phenomena. One of the most terrifying of these is the fire tornado, a rare and highly destructive occurrence. Similar to a tornado, a fire tornado is a swirling vortex, but instead of dust and debris, it consists of roaring flames. As the wildfire generates powerful updrafts, it creates a rotational motion that sucks in dry vegetation, feeding the fire tornado and making it even more deadly. Once formed, this vortex becomes self-sustaining, generating its own wind currents, making it nearly impossible to predict or control. In most cases, fire tornadoes carry flames upward along mountains, further exacerbating wildfire destruction. Wildfires are a grim reality, and with climate change, their frequency and intensity are expected to rise. However, advancements in artificial intelligence now allow scientists to predict wildfire behavior more accurately. AI-driven models analyze data to forecast fire spread, and this crucial information is relayed to firefighters in real time. Firefighters then spray fire-retardant chemicals in strategic locations to contain the blaze before it spreads further. But in Los Angeles, as soon as firefighters manage to control the fire in one area, shifting winds would ignite new infernos elsewhere, making containment nearly impossible. The first recorded wildfire in U.S. history occurred in Michigan in 1871, when the Peshtigo fire burned 1.2 million acres and claimed 2,500 lives. From that devastating fire in 1871 to the present-day Los Angeles wildfire, nature continues to remind us that fire remains a force beyond our control. However, instead of merely fighting climate change, we must strive to understand and adapt to nature's ways. Only then can we hope to mitigate the growing wildfire crisis. We hope you found this video from Factereo informative and engaging. Don't forget to like, share, and comment your thoughts below. See you in the next amazing video. Thank you for watching.